Hey everyone, this is the LEGO Juniors T-Rex Breakout set for the Jurassic World general theme. With 150 pieces, it is one of the more complex normal Juniors sets to be released, and it comes in a really big box. It comes with a really big dinosaur. I mean, for a junior set, this is an absolutely enormous thing to be able to get. So kids who have been, let's say, maybe either started in the juniors line or progressed from Duplo to juniors will be really happy to get this, as long as they're not scared of dinosaurs, because this T-Rex is huge. It will tower over all of their juniors' structures and vehicles that they may have, and I think that's really cool. For folks who are looking to collect different dinosaurs, though, this is not anything new. This is the 2015 first original Jurassic World version of the T-Rex. You know, there's no new color here. There's no new print or anything. That said, I think it looks really good. I like the color scheme on it. I like the print on it quite a lot. All the prints, has a lot of detail, has a certain amount of believability. I mean, yeah, it's the fantasy version. It's the old version of a T-Rex from before scientists started saying, oh, all the dinosaurs have feathers. And then they said, well, maybe not all of them have the feathers. And now they say, oh, well, they have all the feathers. It's an evolving science. But T-Rexes probably didn't look exactly like this. But that's okay. Most kids, I think of T-Rexes like this. And it's just for the sake of fantasy anyway. So kind of gets you started. And if it can get kids thinking about paleontology, historical life forms, progression of life in the universe on Earth, thinking about animals and such, that's great. That's kind of the best case scenario, whether it's realistic or not. I think it looks good. It's not able to really go into a walking pose, but it is able to angle down to the ground, angle up. The tail is able to rotate around. The hands go up and down, and you can actually connect something to those hands. I'll show you that a little bit later on. They can hold anything bar-sized and bar-shaped, and the head is well articulated. You can get it to spin around and go up and down, so it just feels like there's a lot of life in it like that, and it'll hold any of its poses. It'll also open that jaw wide open like that. You can kind of get a minifig stuck in there if you want, and it'll hold all sorts of things. It's fun. It's good. Oh yeah, you can also ride it or build upon it if you want. The other big thing in the set is part of the outer wall of Jurassic World, or at least an entrance to a major exhibit. Now this whole thing right here is mostly one piece. It's a specialized large wall piece, and they have just a couple of doors which swing out, and you also have this printed wood plank that's acting as a lock. You can either pull that off both or pull it off just one, and you can open those doors and then you can go through there. This has a dark green base to it, which is also mostly one large piece there. But you do have to do some building for this. It's not all one piece stuff, and you recognize a lot of just regular pieces in this. I love the fact that these junior sets always come with prints. I like the print for the kind of driveway ramp there with the tracks going into the exhibit, and I especially like this sign. It's printed 2x4 tile piece there. Got some fencing along the side. Now this is supposed to be electrified fencing, so it's supposed to keep the animals in. However, this is a switch, so the idea is you could flip that switch off, maybe accidentally, maybe as an act of sabotage, and then the fence will no longer be electrified. And the idea is that the T-Rex that this comes with would initially be going after the hot dog that's just on a little crane there, and you can actually pull that off. That's great. That's just great. This isn't able to swing side to side, but the T-Rex is able to line up to it perfectly, and that's just a great little play pattern right there. But assuming that he gobbled that down, finished that up, let me see if I can get it to go inside his mouth all the way. Kind of. Just imagine that he's still hungry and he realizes that this fence is no longer electrified. He can just break right through it and escape. So that's how that works. Kind of comes from poor building here, if you will, but it works really well. They actually did put some thought into it. The blue pieces will not come up. They have way more clutch power, connection power than the fences do. On the other side, this is really plain here, but it works. It does its job. You can put figures on the outside. You've got a little bit of a ladder here. It's too bad they don't have a second ladder segment coming down to the ground to imagine people who are going to be taking care of the animals coming up to the top to feed it or to look at it or to be able to get access to resetting the food little crane over here. And I really do wish that this arm, although it is able to go up and down and bend around in different ways, I really wish it was able to turn side to side just a little bit. So you kind of load it up on the outside, then bring it up, and then offer the food to the animal. Here's the smaller build, and it's kind of a generalist thing. It has a little bit of a hatchery going on there, or maybe just a nursery, you might say, and they've just brought in an egg. But then you also have an egg that has hatched into a little baby T-Rex, which is the same piece that's used for the baby Velociraptor, and in fact the same print, but it's just a ridiculously cute thing. I'll show you that in just a second. But I mean, this whole build here is kind of nice for what it is, but the wall on the back is just a single panel piece, and it has a printed window in it. Now the printed window has a nice map on it, and it's showing that it is a computer screen, so you can use that for a little bit of imagination. And they have a couple of walkie-talkies here, radios that can be used by the figures to communicate back and forth. There's a closer look at the baby dino, which is completely unfair. It's just too cute. It's ridiculous. This is great. I think that it looks better as a baby T-Rex than using it for a baby Velociraptor, just to me. But you could also see it as being a realistic sized, smaller Velociraptor. Doesn't have to represent a baby. Has a nice print on it. Maybe the eye print is off just a little bit there with the gold. It's just a little bit low, although on this side it's much better. But yeah, tiny little thing, really cute. The last thing that you build in the set is this truck, which is like a light commercial van, delivery van type of thing. Has the printed grille and headlights on the tile on the front. Has a single seat, no roof over the driving compartment, which is perfectly fine, I think, for a junior set. I'm glad that they at least have a roof over the cargo cabin area. This actually has a steering wheel inside and a real seat. Some more expensive, higher-end sets don't even have full seats anymore. That's a printed Jurassic World panel on the side. They have one of those on either side. So again, I'm happy to get the prints. Very good. And the back of this opens up, and it can actually carry some cargo. They have a little, like a tray kind of thing, and it's just holding on to one egg. So you can use that to deliver an egg to, I guess, the hatchery, the nursery, the lab, whatever you want to call that additional, small side build. These are the 3 human minifigures included in the set, of which only Claire on the far left is an official named character from the movies. In the center is just a generic unnamed scientist, and on the right is a generic unnamed guard. And I think that's perfectly fine. Claire on the left is a full figure. It's an official one. They didn't create a cheaper version with a simpler print or anything for her torso. It's the same torso as is used elsewhere in the line, and has a good face, pair of faces actually. The scientist has a reused torso piece, but I think that looks really good. I also like his head and his hair. He has either a food item or just a stick for teaching baby dinosaur to fetch. And then the guard on the right has no logo on the front. He has a logo on the back though, but I think that torso looks good. He comes with a tranquilizer gun, and he is only ever completely scared. So I kind of empathize with him. If I had to be a guard over, some dinosaurs, I would probably be scared most of the time also. So I get it, dude. I totally get it. And there's the Jurassic World logo on the back. And here's this alternate face for Claire. This guy also has a different face. I think both of those are useful. I mean, this is a good face, I think, for a scientist who is, doing some work in the lab. He's thinking, he's trying to figure some things out, he's using the scientific method, And then here is where he's just generally happy with life and the work that he does, or he has had some success, some sort of breakthrough. Now check this out. In the instruction book, which is rather thick for a junior's set, what is this, 70 pages of instructions in total? Yep, goes up to 70 pages. That's quite a lot. They have this little comic strip that they set up here. No words are necessary. So they give you a little bit of a scenario that the scientist here is just having fun with the baby dinosaur. Claire brings him an additional egg, or perhaps she picks up an egg from him to transfer over to the delivery van to take to another part of the facility. This guard is just loving that hot dog that's supposed to be given to the T-Rex, but he burns it over one of the torches on the wall. He drops it. It falls onto the switch, turns off the electrification of the fence, and then he's just hanging off up there. Out comes the T-Rex. The T-Rex actually rescues the baby. The guard misses with the tranq gun, and then the T-Rex runs off with the baby on his back, and he also gets both of the eggs. Now, he's not able to actually, well, I guess it would be a she, right? She is not able to actually hold on to one of the eggs like that, but I mentioned earlier that you're able to put something in the hand that is bar-sized, bar-shaped. This little tray that comes with the van has a bar-shaped handle on it, and you can put that in the hand just like that. And then with the baby, you can put the baby on the back. I told you could ride this. Well, the baby can ride this as well, so you can actually affect the rescue pretty much like they show in the little comic strip there. You're just not able to hold on to the second egg in the other hand, but that's pretty adorable. I really like the kind of reverse roles, where it's the opposite of the standard conflict. The dinosaur here really is the hero of the story. Nicely done. Overall, I think this is a pretty fun set, and it offers some fun play patterns on a lot of different ones. A kid with a big imagination will do all sorts of things and set up all sorts of scenarios and stories with what you have here, with the combination of the lab and the pen and the eggs and the guy with the gun who can try to shoot at things, or he can be in danger. You've got the opening and closing doors. You can use that for going in and out. You can imagine the T-Rex trying to squeeze through there. The falling fences, as simple as they are useful. It's a nice large destructible element that really gives you some impact when those things break through and fall to the ground, and yet they're very easy to put back in place. This is really good. It's simple, it's a junior's thing that's easy to put together, but it's able to close up in the back. It's able to actually hold on to some cargo. You can put a second minifigure in the back alternately if you want. There are different things that you can do with this. The one thing that I wish, of course, a big dinosaur is great. Tiny dinosaur, maybe a little bit better to me. I think kids would prefer this. But the one thing that I wish was done a little bit better here is actually the fence itself. I wish it was longer, and I wish that it had just a single hinge, either back here, or if it had a little bit of extension, just something to create more of a proper enclosure. Here it's kind of looking like it's part of a long straight fence line, which is fine, and totally makes sense in the Jurassic Park / Jurassic World context. But given the size of that dinosaur relative to the size of fencing that they have here, just feels like it's too easy to kind of break the fourth wall that is the missing fence. Most of the time when you have the dinosaur visible from the opposite side, you're going to see some of it beyond the fence. So that's my only complaint here. Price to part ratio is something that you really cannot look at, to be honest with you, on a set like this that is built with such large pieces, and that includes such a large animal. All those are things that just cost way more to produce and have a lot more value than the typical average piece in like a Lego City set, or even the older age range Jurassic World sets. So if you look at the price to part ratio and you just throw up because you've never seen such a high number in that spot, that's understandable, but put a little bit of context behind it. You have to look at how much stuff you actually get here. And when I do that, when I look at how much stuff I actually get here and how much play possibility there is here, well, the number of play possibilities is good, and I think the value is good there. But the volume of stuff that you get is not quite there for the price, in my opinion. I do wish, like I said, that there was more in the way of fencing. If they had included 2 more pairs of fence pieces that could be extended off to one side or possibly even swapped over to the other side and then connected up with the secondary build, I think that would have helped with the value a lot. But that's it for my look at this set and my thoughts about it. Let me know if you have any thoughts that you would like to share with myself and the rest of the viewers. You can feel free to leave a comment down below. I'm going to keep working to bring you even more videos, so I'll talk to you again soon. Thanks for watching.